Have you ever thought out of like where your clothes actually come from?
Uniqlo? Shopee? Or SM department store?
True, but not quite true actually.
What do you mean?
Clothes undergo a step-by-step process.
That is not just limited to sewing and displaying them in department stores and online shops. In reality, it involves a series of steps such as designing, choosing materials, cutting, sewing, finishing, quality control, packaging, and distribution. Because of this rigorous process, most clothes are produced in factories that specialize in mass production.
That looks so complex. I can't imagine how a single shirt is being produced in that way.
Well, I think my friend can explain to you.
Come on, I'll show it to you.
What is happening? Where are we?
We're in the early fashion period.
The early fashion period occurred before the 19th century. It was an era when handcrafted clothing was low and exclusive, reflecting culture and class. It marks the evolution of clothing as a form of self-expression, social status, and cultural identity. Oh, looks so interesting. I wonder if they had a hard time sewing those classic clothes.
It took a lot of time and effort to sew these clothes, which is why the Industrial Revolution emerged.
The Industrial Revolution started in the 19th centuries.
When mass productions and ready-to-wear clothing were introduced with the advent of sewing machines.
Why does it smell like this here? Don't get me wrong. I love how people have found ways to speed up the production of clothes. But what is this?
That is because of the rise of factories during this time. These factories contribute negative externalities to society, such as environmental pollution.
Gosh, why is it getting worse? During the 20th century, the modernization of fashion began. This is where pop culture and global brands began to shape fashion trends. Fashion has become more inclusive, dynamic, and diverse, just like what I'm wearing. A typical post-war outfit.
Elyza, what's your favorite fashion trend?
Maybe coquette?
Fast fashion started in 1990s and continues until today.
Rapid production of low-cost and trendy clothing become a defining feature of this wave. Although fast fashion may have benefits, such as affordable trends and economic growth, its negative effects include environmental harm, worker exploitation, and overconsumption.
Environmental harm is shown through brands like H&M and Zara that use synthetic fabrics like polyester, which shed microplastics, and their dyeing processes contribute to water pollution in countries like Bangladesh.
An example of a case of worker exploitation is the Rana Plaza collapse in 2013, where it exposed poor factory conditions for workers making clothes for brands like Primark and Mango.
For overconsumption, Shein and Fashion Nova release hundreds of new items daily, encouraging impulsive buying and quick disposal of outdated styles. What? I didn't know there was a tragic reality behind making my favorite clothes. Hey, do we have any ways to aid the negative impact of fast fashion?
Of course there is. Let us start with the producer side.
Companies can use eco-friendly materials,
such as organic cotton, hemp, or recycled fibers. Clothing made from these materials reduce environmental harm and waste.
Fair labor practices must also be implemented. Fast fashion brands should be held accountable for providing safe working conditions and fair wages. Additionally, brands should disclose their supply chains, allowing consumers to make informed choices about the companies they support.
Producers must also support the slow fashion movement.
By supporting small, local brands that produce in smaller quantities, ensuring higher quality and more sustainable practices, we can achieve that.
Innovative technology can also be utilized. Technology can help revolutionize fashion by reducing waste by using 3D printing to create clothing on demand rather than mass producing items. Oh, that's nice! But what about us consumers? Do we have any ways to solve the problems of fast fashion?
Hey there.
Who is she?
Oh, she's Sassy, the fashionista puppet who always follows the latest fashion trends, just like you.
Hey Sassy, are you aware of fast fashion? Let's go and learn how to be responsible consumers.
First, we should make sustainable fashion choices through circular fashion.
We can do this by encouraging ourselves to recycle and reuse old garments. We can also support the slow fashion movement by buying fewer high-quality pieces that last longer and are timeless in design rather than chasing fleeting trends.
Lastly, we should be mindful consumers by choosing ethically made products. Educating ourselves and others about the importance of proper clothing care to extend the lifespan of garments is a big help. And that is why we are also creating this video for our purposive communication course to educate you.
Wow, my human friends helped me out in explaining those things. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys for your patience in letting us understand how fast fashion impacts our society.
Wow. I think I'm gonna be wearing recycled stuff from tomorrow.
What?
What is happening?
Whoa!
You're back!
That was a long journey. But I am grateful to witness the fashion industry's evolution and how it affected our society.
So now you know we must be responsible consumers.
Yeah, and of course, companies must be responsible producers.
Together with the United Nations.
Let us achieve the Sustainable Development Goal number 12.
Responsible consumption and production by 2030.